Welcome back. Losing weight has never been easy until now. Here to tell us how you can achieve natural, safe, and sustainable weight loss, and even how to extend your life, is Dr. Sophie Jacob, along with one of her patients, Sarah Thompson. So it's so great to have all of you here. You have piqued our interest. So Dr. Jacob, let's start with you and the Ultra Slim technology. In combination with what you do, tell our viewers how this can transform their lives.
Well, absolutely. Well, first of all, let me say this for the first-time viewers. I'm a chiropractic physician for well over 2 decades, and I have been involved with weight loss most of my career, and I myself suffered from obesity as a child and later on in my adult life, so I understand what it's like. And the Ultra Slim I use in my office is the only technology that is FDA cleared for immediate fat removal, and let me repeat that, it's cleared by the FDA for immediate fat removal, and it is safe, it does not destroy your body, and it produces immediate results, and no exercise is required to be successful with it. We guarantee you'll lose 2 inches on your first session. I call this my fat melting machine. It's amazing. I tried it on myself and I lost 4 inches when I did that. So, and it's really great. This is all done while the patient lay down and relax. It's no pain, there's no downtime to the patient, and it's very soothing to them. And another added benefit is they will have a cellular detoxing for a period of 72 hours after they've done a session. So it's very beneficial for them. And so while the Ultra Slim, so I don't know how many times patients have failed at diet and exercise, but with this technology, you'll have success today. And while the Ultra Slim safely removes fat and improves your body appearance, my program is designed to correct and restore your underlying problem with your metabolism, because diet have 90% failure rate in this country. So, and unless we address the 5 metabolic factors, your weight loss is always temporary. So, and those are, we work at toxins, we work with pH, hormone balancing, nutritional deficiency, insulin resistance, and food dependency and emotional eating. So because we are addressing all these components, we are seeing healthy, sustainable weight loss and so many more outcomes, like so much less pain and inflammation. Patients mentioned they have improved energy, improved sleep, better digestion, decrease in their mental fog. It's all about helping you regain your health and beauty from within. And now we do have a new test, it's called a Smart Pulse, that will help reveal the health of your heart and your arteries, and show the nervous, show the amount of stress your nervous system is under, because stress will affect your hormone and will impair your weight loss. So it's all about helping you regain your health and your beauty from within.
And Sarah can attest to that. She's one of your patients. So what are the benefits that you received?
I was homebound and pretty much bedbound or chairbound. Thanks to Dr. Sophie, we started about a week before Thanksgiving. I've lost about 40 pounds.
Wow, congratulations.
And there's none of that excess skin when you lose weight too quickly. I'm able to play with my grandchildren without crying. I used to cringe when I knew they were coming over because it just hurt so bad. But now I can play with them. I do more exercises. I get around some more. I've done things I haven't done in years. Cooking, things that seem so simple.
Right.
I was just in so much pain, and I knew there was no way to get better. And I saw Dr. Sophie here on the Morning Blend, and I went in, and she's right. You just lay there for the treatment, you follow her guidance, and I'm like a completely different person again. It's wonderful to be me again.
Yeah, and not only does it benefit you, but it really benefits your entire family.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Jacob, let me just end with the 3 secrets that you say are key to anti-aging and that you recommend for everybody's health.
Yes, well, number one, as I say, is getting adjustments, because your nervous system controls and coordinates the function of every organ, tissue, and cells of your body. So when you get adjustments, it maximizes that life flow that's required to sustain life, and improves your mobility, and also decreases stress, because your body does not heal or repair under stress, and that will make you age quicker. That's number one. Number two, we want to increase oxygenation, decrease inflammation, because 95% of degenerative disease is linked to inflammation. inflammation. So we want to work on that. And also increase circulation and remove toxins in the body. So those are key components to really help your function, defy the aging process. And this is, again, I'm all about helping you getting healthy, sustain your longevity so you can have a great life. Like her.
Yes, so much great information that all of us can use. So Dr. Jacob, thank you so much. And thank you, Sarah, for sharing your story with us today.
Oh, yes.
And we have a special offer to all of our viewers this morning. For the first 20 callers who dial 520-891-2882, we'll get a weight loss assessment and a smart pulse test that she was talking about for only $69. And the normal retail value of that is $197. Plus, you will get a signed copy of Dr. Jacob's book. So again, that number is 520-891-2882. You're watching The Morning Blend. We'll be right back. Despite the advances in oncology research and care, cancer remains the world's second leading cause of death. But luckily, there are many individuals and organizations throughout the United States who are making an enormous difference to cancer patients as well as their families. And they're doing so with a community approach. Several have just been awarded for the selfless work through a program that is called Cancer Community, or otherwise known as C2 Awards. And one of those winners is here with us this morning. Good morning to Leah Fine. Congratulations, Leah, first and foremost.
Thank you, and good morning to you and your audience.
So I'm curious to find out what your approach was, because obviously we know that you've been working tirelessly to everybody affected by cancer. So how did you do it individually?
Sure, thank you for asking that. The program that I run is called the Centers of Excellence, and it's a program from the Go-To Foundation for Lung Cancer. And what this program does is it's creating a nationwide network of community hospitals that are dedicated to best practices in lung cancer care. What's known about cancer in general is that 80% of patients will actually receive their care in the local community setting. So they won't have access to, let's say, a leading academic center. So they really want to receive their care close to home. And the Centers of Excellence program enables them to do that. We identify community hospitals all across the country that are delivering best practices in lung cancer care. What these best practices look like is it revolves around having a multidisciplinary team in place. So a team of physicians and nurses and support staff that not only provide the latest in innovative medical care and treatments, but also the ability to provide education and resources for patients and their families with a big dose of compassion along the way.
It is such a smart idea to do that, because communication is key. So really it's linking everybody together so you have a personal team.
Exactly, and that's what the multidisciplinary team does. It helps to shrink the time from when a patient is actually diagnosed to the time that they can get treatment. And it also enables them to speak with and interact with a multitude of different doctor types or nurse types. So you have a nurse navigator who is really the oracle of knowledge and the lead for many of these patients. And they really help the patients to navigate through their entire diagnosis process and treatment. And then they also have access to the multitude of different physician types to help them determine the best options for care. And in many cases, it also enables them to gain access to clinical trials and innovative treatments.
This is so huge. I mean, everybody needs an advocate, especially in a situation like this, because daily life just doesn't stop. We all have to continue to go to work and to do our regular routines in addition to caring for one of our loved ones. So I think that is awesome what you're doing. Can you give us a brief description of what you have seen and from people's faces and what they tell you if they've taken part in this?
Yes, absolutely. Certainly from a patient perspective, the care that they receive is really, compassionate. It enables them to get diagnosed more quickly. It enables them to have, access to the best care options as possible. And so what we're seeing is better outcomes and better quality of life for patients.
So anybody can take advantage of this?
Well, patients will have to be located near one of our Centers of Excellence programs. You can visit our website at gotofoundation.org to learn more about the Centers of Excellence program, or you can visit yourcancer.org to learn more about the Community Cancer Awards program.
Well, you're making a big impact. Thanks so much for sharing everything this morning with us, Leah.
Thank you. Thank you.
The baby.
The baby has arrived. We have a new royal, right? And that's not why I'm wearing the. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I think it's
I think
great.
everyone puts too much stock in that.
I'm excited
story.
for Prince Harry. I think he's
Yes,
a really good
well, that's
person.
true.
And he had some pretty cool quotes when it came to his wife, right? And how the whole labor went. He said, like, it's amazing. Oh, here it is. How any woman does what they do is beyond comprehension.
Well,
so I just fell in love with him even more.
That I certainly agree with. It's Queen Elizabeth's eighth great great-grandchild and seventh in line to the British throne, born at 5:26 a.m., weighs a whopping 7 pounds 3 ounces. That is one healthy baby.
Oh, that's not that. That's like
Oh,
right
it's
in the
not?
middle.
Oh,
that's
is it?
Right, yeah. You go past 9.5 and you're in trouble.
You can tell
You're
who's had a kid here. I definitely have not. But you know what? Congratulations. It's always good when a new baby's born into the world and they're healthy, because it is a
healthy.
miracle.
And still no word on what the name is yet, so we'll have to wait for
I
that.
heard Alexander. I would like
really?
Alexander. Well, no, just because that's my name. I would like that.
Is that your name?
Yeah, my full name's Alexander. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So
Avengers.
Avengers. Let's it continues to smash box office records.
Yeah, they've already crossed $2 billion, and they unseated Titanic as the second highest grossing film ever, second only to Avatar. By the way, Avatar reached $2 billion in 47 days. Endgame did it in 11, and it's still playing in 4,600 screens.
And people are seeing this twice, 3 times.
Yeah, and people are going multiple times, and it likely will become the highest growth. I think it will. It'll get to the point where it's the highest.
Will you be one of those people who will be attending that movie, Alexander?
Absolutely. Heather Ann? Is that your full name?
No, Tankersley is my middle name.
Oh,
it's really weird.
Tankersley.
I know.
That's right.
It takes a lot of explanation usually.
I love that.
When 4th grade and people are asking you, I'm like, oh, sorry. And they're like, what? Anyways, so the Met Gala is tonight. So this is the Metropolitan Art Ball. This is one of the most glamorous nights, if you can call it this. Really, I don't know if you want to say bizarre or really out there. I guess you could say bizarre.
It's weird.
I mean, it's show-stopping. That was Madonna last
Yeah.
year because the theme was, it had something to do with Catholicism. And so
Controversial.
This is $30,000 per ticket to go to this.
That's nuts. But it is a fundraising opportunity for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And what's interesting, and I think a lot of people didn't know this, I think there was this report this year, that it has a lot of rules to it. No selfies, no cell phones. You have to be 18 to attend. No smoking. You're encouraged to mingle. So if you bring your spouse, don't just hang out with them.
I think that's funny that that's a rule.
I know.
I mean, wouldn't celebrities all want to hang out with other celebrities?
Yeah, but you know Anna Wintour.
Yes.
We all know about her.
Oh, she's such a sweet
She's
lady,
such a sweet
isn't
lady.
she? She's so well known for that. She's the editor-in-chief of Vogue, by the way, if you didn't know. And if you've ever seen Devil Wears Prada, that you know that movie was basically patterned after her, because she is just such a good person.
Such a lovely lady. Let's talk about Ice Cube. Why don't we? It's the pet of the day.
Cool, you know, I love finding out the names of pets, but I couldn't resist this. Ice Cube, because the owner says, doesn't he look like Ice Cube?
I don't know.
He does.
Yeah,
You don't think
loosely, I guess.
I've never seen a dog
What, it has
look
2
like a
eyes?
person.
Is that why people think it looks like
I
Ice
can't believe
Cube?
you don't see it.
I kind of
It's
do.
in there.
Buff like Ice Cube, maybe.
Yeah, he's flexing a little bit there. So that is our pet of the day, Ice Cube. This was sent in by Kay Lego. So
Submit your
congratulations.
Congrats. Submit your pet on Facebook if you want them to be on the show. All right, what would you do for a chocolate cherry muffin? Well, Cakes for Causes is baking some, and they'll make you feel as good as they taste. We'll explain.
There is only one thing better than eating a chocolate dessert. It's knowing that you're eating it made by Cakes for Causes.
So true, and we have Jeannie Trader here, certified baker and volunteer director. She's here to teach us how to make chocolate cherry muffins. Nice to have you back here.
Hi, it's so good to be back.
Beautiful
Happy Monday.
spread.
It's like one of our favorite things to do.
I know, and it's on a Monday too, so
Right,
you brighten
yeah.
our day. What's the first step?
Okay, well, these are chocolate cherry muffins, and we're doing this because for Rincon Rotary's Taste of Chocolate this year, we won the Celebrity Judges Award for our chocolate cherry cupcakes.
Wow.
Nice.
But I'm going to do a
Congrats.
muffin, something slightly more healthy because we don't have the buttercream in it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, muffin method is always dry and then wet. So I've started with the dry. Here I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 cups of light brown sugar, 2/3 cup of Dutch processed cocoa, and then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and there's 3/4 teaspoon of espresso powder. And espresso powder, I always add chocolate to my chocolate. or coffee to my chocolate because it intensifies the chocolate flavor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I
Okay.
wanted to say that I'm doing Dutch processed, and if you can see here the difference, Dutch processed, and then this is regular Hershey's cocoa. Dutch processed goes through a process to make it darker and richer, but you never want to switch these out unless the recipe says so, because they react differently to baking soda and baking powder. One is more acidic than the other.
It's the
Because I was thinking when it came up with this that it would be difficult to find, but knowing that Hershey makes it.
It's their special dark
everywhere.
and it's Dutch processed.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so this makes about 12.
It makes about it. Well,
Okay.
I got about 18, and then you're going to do the wet, and it's 2 beaten eggs.
Okay, I'll let you do the
Go
honors.
ahead and mix it in there.
I'll be the mixer, you'll be the dumper, as Jeannie said.
I'm doing all of these at the same time.
Yeah, 2 beaten egg. Yeah, because we're just going to stir it in.
Okay.
And then, how much oil? I'm sorry, a third a cup of oil.
Okay.
And this is 3/4 cup of milk.
Okay, does it matter? Are you do 2% typically?
I usually use whole when I'm doing
Okay.
baking because it has more fat
Yes.
content,
Get
so
all
it gives
that
it more
flavor
moisture.
in
Yep.
there. Oh,
2
moisture.
teaspoons of vanilla and 2 teaspoons of white vinegar.
Okay, white vinegar.
So you're going to stir that. Now, our
Done.
secret ingredient
My
in
turn.
our cupcakes for the contest was black pepper. This is a pepper medley freshly ground. And so, you know, everybody's doing the sweet and salty. I thought, let's do a little sweet with little pepper. And oh my gosh, yeah.
All
Well,
the
we won the
differences.
award. So
my grandmother used to always put sugar in her spaghetti sauce.
yeah, people
Yeah,
do that.
I know
cut down
people.
on
I'd
the
never
acid.
heard that before.
Yes.
Makes it nice and sweet.
And then it's a cup of chocolate
I
chips.
don't know why I got southern there for a second. Some
did.
sweet sugar in my pasta.
A cup of dried cherries. And when you're doing cherries, you can either use the dried cherries, you can use canned cherries, just drain them really well.
Okay.
So you don't want to add a whole lot of extra moisture. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and pour the wet into the
Good.
dry.
Okay. Always wet into dry.
Always wet into the
Why?
dry. That's the muffin method. Because you want to just mix it until everything
go?
is just barely moistened.
Okay.
Otherwise you get a tough muffin.
But you can do it all at the same time, the liquid, because I know some recipes call for just little by little. But you can do.
That's
well, apparently
cake.
this is.
That's cake.
Okay. Like,
That's why I'm saying that's cake. With cakes, you alternate the dry and the wet. But with the muffin, you really just want to add all the wet in at once, and then you just want to stir it up until you just get all the flour moistened, till you can no longer see the dry flour.
And you get a good arm workout.
That's right,
in
you
the
do.
process.
Now we're going to pretend that that's all mixed. And when you're
Okay.
doing muffins, go ahead and use a scoop. I use a scoop in anything. I use it for my cupcakes, I use it for my cookies, use it for muffins, because then everything is always uniform.
and the presentation is so much better. I mean, they
yes,
just
it
come out
always looks
perfectly.
nicer when everything is uniform size.
that,
You want it
gorgeous.
about 3/4 full. You're going to fill it up pretty much.
Okay.
And then you top it with a little more chocolate chips and a little sparkling sugar. And it gives
Excellent.
it a nice little sparkling
Oh, I
crust
love
on
that.
top.
Before we run out of time, talk about the pancake cake class
The
coming up.
Pancake Cake Club class is sponsored by our Cake Club, and we are opening it to the public this week, on the May 18th. It's $25, but that covers all of your ingredients and all of your supplies. You're going to go home with a cake that looks like a stack of pancakes.
Oh,
I'm really
that's
excited
cool.
because I've always wondered how to do that,
Oh,
and I can't wait to learn that myself.
You get so creative with this stuff. I love it.
That's delicious, by
It's
the way.
good stuff.
Thank you.
Always.
Maybe you should read this one because I'm like,
Cakes for Causes is throwing that pancake cake class on Saturday, May 18th from 2 p.m. For more information, you can visit cakesforcauses.org or you can call them at 520-303-7893.
well, that's a catchy song, but you know what else is? Golf and stuff, can't get enough. Golf and stuff, can't get enough. And I have a question for our anchor, Pat Paris, King of Nine anchor. Can you sing the whole song?
I cannot.
That's a shame.
I could,
I
but I'm
can't
not
either.
going to.
It's
How about
okay.
that? No,
I can't
I
either.
could, but I'm not going to.
Oh, you could.
Well, I mean, that's the most famous thing about golf and stuff is that can't
probably.
get enough, can't get enough. And you'll see that in tonight's Absolutely
Yeah.
Arizona. Just a little snippet of it.
And
why wouldn't you?
Obviously, if you're a parent or you're a kid in Tucson or some parts of California too, you know this place.
You better know this place.
Yeah.
In fact, if you spent any time in Tucson, especially on the east side, this has probably been a go-to place on a Friday or a Saturday night. I know it was when I was in high school at Cimino. Was it?
It totally was.
Yeah.
I was at Cimino too,
Yep.
and you would go hang out here, spend hours. When we were teenagers, we wanted to see what we could see there, and just so much fun. And it really
It is.
hasn't changed a whole lot.
And it hasn't changed, but that's okay. I mean, sure, they try to freshen things up with new carpet on the miniature golf and things like that. And they do a really good job, though. I don't know if you've been there lately, but they do a really good job of changing out the machines, the arcade machines.
Wow,
and
look at
those are
you.
now electric. See, when I was a kid, the bumper boats, they put them brand new, they were gas powered.
Oh, I remember
just like,
those.
Just like this, gas powered. And you used to get a little too much fumes when you were doing the bumper boats.
Yes, you know what,
the
kids,
go-karts.
kids these days just don't know.
They just don't know because of all the electric. Oh, and then they got the
Doing
laser tag now
As soon
too.
as you get the laser tag, it goes away.
As you can tell, I went out and had a little fun. I kind of had a little throwback in
should
my
have
life.
invited me. I would
It
have
was
felt
Throwback
right at home.
Thursday when I shot it the other day. I should have
Really?
brought you there.
Do the bumper boats, does the water area still smell the same, sort of chlorine? Because it used to be the gas, like you're saying.
Yes.
But
It's,
I remember
it
that.
did,
for
I
some
didn't
reason.
notice it when we were out there on that Thursday we shot
like
it.
it.